Today we're going to test this rotor that's out of a Lincoln 300, and it was hitting the stator. As you can see, there's some rubbing damage there, rubbing damage here, no damage there, and no damage there. So there's just hot spots on two of the lobes. I have tested the resistance of the rotor, and it's like 35 ohms. At one time it was 25 ohms, and there's no short to ground on the windings. I tested that with a Megger at 500 volts, and so now I'm suspecting that I've got two of the lobes are shorted, turn to turn, or are open. Not sure of how this is wound. So I'm using my simple little setup here with a Variac 5 amp limit, my fluke meter, the rotor test subject, and a rectifier bridge to get DC into the rotor. This is a crude setup, not really dangerous, but I do recommend it. You kind of have some experience at this before you try it. The voltage I'm going to put this up to that I've already tested at is 50 volts. And it gives plenty of field strength to do a crude test with just a simple screwdriver against each one of the poles, and that'll tell us, depending on how strong that field is, as to whether or not we have bad fields on each lobe. I'm going to turn the Variac on, turn the voltage up to 50 volts. You can do this with seriesed batteries too. There really shouldn't be a whole lot of current flow through this. The rating is 2 to 3 amps, depending on the voltage. At 120 volts, you divide the 120 by the resistance you're getting across the slip rings, and that'll tell you the current. So there's 50 volts. We can hear a little humming out of the system. And so now we're going to test the poles that we're hitting. Here's the worst one. Yeah, see that grabbed the screwdriver pretty darn quickly there. Has an awful lot of strength to it. This side here has some very good strength to it. Well, geez, what happened to this one here? This guy here is not working very well. And this guy over here is not working very well. So, poor, and super strong. This one here is really good. If I was to turn that up to 120 volts, I imagine I'd have one heck of a time pulling that screwdriver back off that pole. So there's our quick little test on how to diagnose shorted turn to turn or open on poles.